Hey, Garage Logic fans, I do a podcast on the Garage Logic Network that comes out every Wednesday and Friday now, twice a week. But here's an important caveat. There is zero logic available in my show, in the formal definition of logic. Of course, life is a yin and yang kind of thing. There's the logic side, and then there's the what the hell side, which needs to get its exercise. So come for the what the hell and stay for the you've got to be kidding me. Mishki, now Wednesdays and Fridays, twice a week.
This is the Weekly Scramble, a place where we chat about life over a cold one. Or two.
Or three.
It's time to belly up to the pod with Mike Fratelloni and your host, Chris Reavers.
That's right. It's time for the Weekly Scramble podcast. My name is Chris Reavers. With me, as always, his name is Mike Fratelloni. Hello, Michael.
How you doing, Reavers?
I'm. You know what I am? I'm hanging in there right now.
You're losing your voice. I'm losing my voice. You feel crappy. I feel crappy, but it's going to be a great show.
It's that time of the year, and you know what? I love this time of the year. I love Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday.
It's coming up.
Football, food, family. That's it.
Fits.
Don't have to buy gifts for anybody. Just get to stuff my fat face, and it's gonna be. But it's like, oh no, I'm coming down with. And it's one of those things too, because both of my sons had a basketball tournament this past weekend, and you can tell, like, okay, that kid's got a runny nose.
Sure.
I'm staying away from that kid. Yeah. But it's inevitable, right? Because it's that time of the year where, like, oh, I hope I'm not catching something. I can just smell the gym.
I can smell the gym of 75 13-year-old boys, just that reek that a boy has, and then they don't get it. Like, they don't know they smell.
I didn't think I was going to bring this up, but why not, right? Because you know what? You and I, you know what we are? We're an open book.
We are an open book.
One of the saddest things, and this was my sons play for the Jordan Basketball Association. My oldest is in 8th grade. My youngest is in 5th grade. There was a mom who was not part of the Jordan team. I'm not going to mention what school she was affiliated with. And she was sitting in the bleachers, and her son was about ready to go do battle, right, against whatever team they were playing. And I was volunteering because I was being like a court monitor or whatever the hell my job was. And she took this selfie where she took, like, I'm not joking. This is not exaggeration. I counted at least 8 different shots she was trying to take with her, I would guess, 7th grade son.
Oh, with the son in the picture.
With the court in the background. Okay. And then she'd look like, no. Yeah. And she'd do another one. Like, no. Yeah. And I'm thinking, and then it was immediately like, okay, off you go. I'm thinking, that really? That's what you strive for, is that perfect court selfie that you get to take with your kid? I can
tell you what she is, Reavers.
Oh, God.
She is a divorcee, is what we call those. Those women are divorcees.
Look at me with Timmy.
She's showing the gram, that stands for Instagram, that she has a great life and that she loves her boys. And she's just waiting for some other divorcee sucker that says, there's my gal right there. That's the one. I love that pic of you and little Timmy.
Wait a minute. Seriously? That's what that is?
Yeah. Well, she's not doing it if she's married. Ever see a married woman give 2 craps about what they look like?
God, that's a good point.
I'm totally joking. That was a funny line, and you didn't let that go. Of course, married women want to look great, but they don't take a lot of selfies. Right? They don't care about the selfie.
You're right. That's exactly what that was, because she was done up.
She's pimping her
She
gram.
had the makeup. She had the hair. She had the whole deal going.
I, too, was single once, Reavers. I did the old best, like, I didn't want to get a picture from my side where you could see my bald spot. I wanted, like, full on. I did that blue steel look, the best I could do, right? Where everyone said, did you just have a stroke? And I'm like, nope, that's my blue steel look, right? That's what you got to do. You got to build your algorithm, pump your Instagram, get TikTok screaming for you.
As long as we're down this path, there was another team that will go nameless. There was a young man, very good player. I was very impressed. He could hit every shot in the court.
Really?
He didn't stop talking. He would do the bow and arrow.
Oh, nice.
He would. It was a lot of that.
Yeah.
And he had the do-rag on, which is whatever. That's fine. The coach of this team also had the do-rag.
Nice. Yeah.
And when the kid would hit the shot, he would also do the bow and arrow. I'm thinking,
father and son?
Maybe.
Okay.
I'm
Seems
going to
like
guess.
father and son
It
situation.
seems like they were very akin to one another. But I also wanted to say, what are we doing here? Like, really?
12-year-old, what was he, 11?
Yeah, I would guess, around that age, like 13 years old, something like that. But again, I love youth sports. I love watching my kids play sports.
Sure.
It's so much fun. And again, do I get a little wound up once in a while? Sure. But it's like, but I want them to have the experience. But I'm just thinking, you're not helping the situation by acting like that.
I've heard a interesting storyline about sports parents, and there's a cadre of sports parents who want their children to play sports to learn the lessons of winning and losing gracefully and being part of a team.
Sure.
And then there's another group of parents that want their children to become professional athletes.
Oh boy.
And it's two different worlds of sports. And in my daughter's league of volleyball, they played for a real great volleyball club, team, right?
Okay, yep.
And they weren't on the top team. The teams were like the top team girls. Every single one of them is Division I player, right? Every single one of them will become a Division I player. And parents were like, they'd be on the fourth team down, and they're like, we're really trying to get her introduced to some colleges. I'm like, she's on the fourth team down. She's 5'6". She probably ain't going to play Division I volleyball. And she's surely not going to play for one of these brand new professional teams that Minnesota has, right? But the parents were all 100% wrapped up into their private lessons. It was like $6 or $7, $8 a year to be at this club. Right? I mean, it's super expensive. They go to Italy to play. I mean, it's literally all over the world where they play. And I thought, that's not good. And my girls made the comment that someday they would like to play Division I. And you know what I did? As I laughed and I said, "Oh, girls, you got my genetics.
Right.
You're screwed.
Right.
You're lucky if you don't trip when you're walking onto the floor."
That's
so they
funny.
realized that. That's how I remember when I first sang Eddie Money's "I Love a Rainy Night" in front of my dad. And my dad just said, "Shut up.
You're not
You're
going
not
anywhere."
a good singer." And I thought, what? Really? Like I learned. I think that I did that exact same thing to my kids. And I said, "You're not going to play Division I." And I technically, I think they knew, but they still had dreams.
I want to share an email with you before we get into a couple of different topics, and one of them is from Greg, and he talked about your experience going to Ole Miss, speaking of sports, last weekend, and he said, "Hey Reeves, hey Mike, I'm just listening to the Weekly Scramble podcast, and I heard Fred going on and on about his Ole Miss experience. I went to the same game last weekend.
Oh, really?
I have some friends who have kids at OM, and some Florida friends came to the game as well. I am a lifelong Gophers fan. I can now say that there is absolutely nothing like an SEC rivalry game. It is, without a doubt, the most entertaining football experience on the planet. You definitely need to put this on your bucket list. The Grove, the Square, the people, all of it amazing. I will definitely check out another SEC game down the road."
Yeah, Greg, reach out next time you go because I'll be going too. I'll bump into him, hang out.
Sorry. Which daughter is going to Ole Miss?
My middle daughter, Addie.
Addie.
Yeah.
Uncle Reavers is coming to a game next year.
It's so much fun.
I don't
Reavers.
care. I'm sorry. I promise I won't be creepy. I'm showing up. I have to go.
We were talking about this today at lunch. I took my girls to lunch because it was the last day of their semester at school, right? High school. And so they had their finals. I said, let's go to lunch. Let's have a lunch before I have to do the show. And I was thanking my oldest daughter for randomly picking the University of South Carolina. Reavers, I knew what the SEC was, right? I knew what it was.
Sure.
But I had no idea what it actually was, right? I knew
The
that
inner workings,
yeah,
yeah.
people would say, "Oh, football in the South is something different." You don't get it. Football in the South is football in the South.
It's different.
It's in a category in and of itself. I would have never been able to experience this unless my oldest daughter would have said, "I'm randomly going to go to the University of South Carolina." I had no idea where the hell it was. I knew where South Carolina was. Knew nothing about the school. Didn't know it was in the SEC. Didn't know really anything about it. And I was like, oh, I get it now. I get why people, once you're tied into the SEC, you never leave.
So that was very much like your town ball experience.
It was when I went to Jordan.
Where you came to Jordan, you went,
the mini-med.
I get it.
I totally
get it.
Yep.
Okay.
It was totally different spectrums, right? Jordan baseball was small town, sweet, like just
kids wrestling on the
Mayberry.
hill. Yes.
Just
yes,
Mayberry.
Yes.
And Ole Miss football was actually kind of like Mayberry too, with just 200,000 people.
That's so
if
cool.
Like in the mini Met, if you would have put 40,000 people, that's what it would have felt like.
Same thing.
Same thing. If that parking lot at the mini Met would have been filled with tents and people just hanging out and having a nice time, that's what it would have felt
And
like.
Oxford, Mississippi had their own Chris Reavers grilling hamburgers in the burger stand.
It was so cool. Greg, reach out to me on the Frat Pack. Is Greg a Frat Packer? Did he say he was a Frat Packer?
I would assume
Greg,
he
if
is.
you're not a Frat Packer, find me on social media, Michael Fratelloni on Facebook. Find me on Facebook. Befriend me on Facebook. I'll give you a Frat Pack number. That gets you into the Frat Pack group.
Oh, boy.
Right? And then we can talk about this. You can pick up your Ole Miss or put up your Ole Miss picks. I'll put up mine. We'll share some commonality. It will be great.
So I have to say, though, I'm going to look at the schedule. And I'm going to say,
it's not out yet for next year.
I know, but
Yeah.
I'm going to pick a game, and I'm going to be like, I'm all in. I'm going to be that. Who's the guy? The not the insurance guy commercial, but the other one where it's like, I'm all in. I'm going to have the sweatbands. I'm going to have the hat. I'm going to have the whole deal.
I can't wait. I really should do a boys trip down there.
Oh,
right?
for sure.
It would be so much
Yeah.
fun, Reavers. Although, what are we going to do? Stare at a bunch of college chicks? No. We better bring our
Because
wives.
we're not like that.
Yeah, yes.
Anywho, before we move along, I have a confession to make.
What's that?
Well, I'm in a little bit of trouble, and I have a confession to make because I was chastised with my promotion of We Are Nuts and wearenutsmn.com.
Really?
Yeah, well, here's the deal. It's a family-owned, and they've been proudly roasted here in Minneapolis since 1987. And you know what? This Twin Cities-based business has been doing wonderful work. They are available at all of your Fratelloni's Hardware and Garden Stores locations. You already knew that. They are also available at all of your Lunds and Byerly's locations, Max Hardware
Hardware, yeah.
locations, Cub Foods, now available at Quick Trip. I promoted the fact that our buddy Cicero, MN, had proudly bought his jars at the Andover Fratelloni's location. Well, I got chastised by Redhead ranting on Twitter.
Oh, no.
Hey, Reavers, how come I wasn't mentioned?
Oh, you're
the
kidding.
fact that I went to Fratelloni's on Grand to get the nuts that Cicero recommended. I also have 1 million followers, which she does, and she's a phenomenal
How many
follower.
followers does she have?
Well, let's see. Redhead. Hold
Is
on.
it Cicero MN or Cicero?
Cicero MN? It's SCIECRO.
Isn't that Cicero? Cicero.
Sure, whatever.
Okay, all right.
But Redhead Ranting has
Okay.
about 42,000 followers on Twitter.
Who are these people that
See-
are going into my store? If I would know these famous people are coming in, I would show them better service. I would be there to walk them through the store.
All right, Red, are you happy now? Now you got Mike all worked up because I forgot to mention you as well.
Well, but did you see that somebody sent Cicero _MN a link to our show and he reposted it?
Yes, he did.
I didn't see Redhead Sarah do that.
That's why she reposted it.
Oh, she reposted it.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm sorry, Red. I apologize. Please don't block me because you're one of my favorite follows on Twitter as well.
I'm going to start following her too.
Okay, so that's all you need to know.
That's super cool.
This was all started by We Are Nuts.
That We Are Nuts.
I had nothing to do with this. They're the ones that created this monster.
Hey, the fine people at We Are Nuts, you are obviously advertising on the show,
Yes.
right? We love you. We wouldn't do these ads for free. We're going to just go ahead and say that. But all of a sudden, people on Twitter, big people, if you have 45,000 followers on Twitter or 25,000 followers on Twitter, that's a lot of
That's a
followers.
big deal.
How many do you have?
10, maybe.
10,000,
I have
right?
no idea.
And you're famous.
I'm okay.
Okay, that's 2.5 or 4 times what you have. These people have. They didn't pay for that. The We Are Nuts people did not pay for that kind of power.
That's a good point.
That's really good. Congratulations, We Are Nuts. Congratulations. What was her name? Redhead?
Redhead Ranting is her name on
Redhead
Twitter.
Ranting. And then Cicero, I believe it's Cicero
Yep.
_MN. Follow them, and you'll see them with all of their purchases of We Are Nuts.
And if you're not able to make it, just go to their website, wearenutsmn.com. Boy, that was a good ad for
that
them.
was a fun ad. I almost lost my mind.
That's Fratelloni. I'm Reavers. This is the Weekly Scramble podcast, and we will be right back.
Football season is going hot and heavy, and Underdog is the best place to get into the game and get in on all the action. Best part of Underdog? How easy it is to play. Just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like rushing yards, receptions, touchdowns, and lots more. Get your picks right, and you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. This week on Underdog, I'm looking at Josh Jacobs, picking him to go higher for touchdowns, and it seems like Matthew Stafford is always a good pick to go higher on passing yards. Download the app today, sign up up with the promo code GARAGE to score $100 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code GARAGE. Underdog, make picks, win money.
Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
So let's talk about soup.
Can you believe this story?
Mike, you know when I think we were one of the few shows in this country, and I'm being serious when I say this, we were one of the few shows in this country that thoroughly broke down the Bud Light fiasco.
Oh, yeah. We went hard on that.
How can you possibly, in a team of, you've got billions and billions of dollars to spend, and you've got executive after executive, and you've got branch manager to assistant whatevers, how can you make such a horrifically bad decision than to pair yourself with the buffoon known as Dylan Mulvaney? And then Campbell Soup says, wait a second, hold my beer.
Sure. Well,
Pun intended.
Slightly different, though.
All right.
The Bud Light was a planned small promotion. In fact, I think it was really nothing, to tell you the truth. They just didn't play it well, right?
Okay,
they sent
fair
Dylan
enough.
a 12-pack of Bud Light, and it almost killed them. They didn't do a promotion with him, her.
Oh, I thought they did.
No, they just sent an engraved specialty can, 12
Okay,
cans, so it was
okay.
not that much. This Campbell Soup didn't advertise something stupid, but one of their vice presidents said the most egregious things about the company being taped by someone that they were going to fire, right? And so the person, if I'm understanding this right, an employee was pissed, and he went and had this conversation and then said, hey, here's what this executive said, brought it up. I believe they either fired him after that or sometime in there he was fired. And then he brought it up and he said, watch, congratulations. Thank you for firing me. Let me tell you what your vice president said about Campbell Soup. And it is egregious.
Oh, I didn't know that aspect of it.
Yes.
Okay.
It was recorded. It was an IT person who recorded this.
Yep.
And if you don't know the story, they catch a vice president of Campbell Soup saying, our soup is for poor people. I wouldn't drink this. It has artificial meat. It's lab-grown meat.
Bioengineered
meat. Do you think I want that crap in my body? And what he says, if those recordings are real, which Campbell Soup isn't saying they're not real, if that's what he said, that guy should be punted from that company as fast as he possibly could. If you disrespect the company you work for or believe so little in their product that you would state anything like what this guy says,
Right.
anything like this, you should first leave that company. There's no reason you should work for somebody. In fact, I'm so pissed at that vice president for even working there if he believed what his product was not good. It's Campbell's frickin' Soup. We didn't think the meat was prime cut meat. It's Campbell's Soup. It's what we ate when we stayed home from school and didn't feel good.
Every time.
It's what we ate.
Chicken noodle? Were you a chicken
noodle? Or
Yeah.
tomato soup. Or when your mom made that tuna salad and she put that cream of mushroom in there and they'd have those little chunks of mushrooms that were gross, but you still liked it. And right now you'd kill for that because your mom's not around anymore. She can't make that for you.
Can you imagine right now, as we're both a tad bit under the weather, a grilled cheese with tomato soup
That you're just
right now?
dipping. You cut it in lengths. You cut it in little fingers.
Goodness.
So that arrogant prick of a VP at that company dared say something bad about Campbell Soup, and that pisses me off.
What always astonishes me too is the fact that people just forget that. Let me backtrack. People need to start operating under the assumption that they're always on camera. I have told both of my sons this. Operate to the degree that you're always being recorded.
Every time.
Right? Because if we're at home, you're pretty much fine, right? You're going to be safe here. I'm not going to out you. I'm not going to But when you're out and about, always operate under the assumption that somebody is watching you. Mm-hmm. Because then that way you won't put yourself, in a compromising position. And so the arrogance with someone like this that has the gall to do that, and I'm thinking, it's almost the same thing as a politician, where you think you're above everything else, where you think, well, the rules don't apply to me. No. I mean, it doesn't matter what I say. But I just think, my God, that's arrogant.
So let me clean up my story a little bit because I'm learning more. Campbell's vice president of information technology, Martin Bally, allegedly secretly recorded saying the company's products were highly processed food for poor people, and that the chicken used in the soup was from 3D printers. Right? And comments were revealed as part of a wrongful termination lawsuit filed by a former employee, Robert Garza. So this guy, Robert Garza, was suing the company for wrongful termination.
Yep.
And Campbell said, we're not paying you that $15,500 in damages that you want for termination, $15,500. I'm making that number up.
Okay.
And Robert said, well, how about this?
Oh, no.
And he put that out into the world. Now, the Weekly Scramble's talking about it. I'm sure you talked about it on GL, or we'll talk about it on GL. This other guy, that Martin Bally, was also recorded saying racist comments and admitted that, claiming that sometimes he comes to work high on marijuana edibles. So this guy's a real charmer.
Wow.
A real charmer. I think we should band together and go and buy Campbell's products. They need to dump this prick, Martin, and say, Martin, see you later, alligator. You don't fit our corporate ethos. And we should go buy Campbell's. And we should, for this Thanksgiving, that's the cream of mushroom. You know what? I make the French, what are they called? The
French onion?
Green bean casserole.
Green bean casserole.
I'm only going to use Campbell's.
Wait, I thought you were in charge of ice.
No, well, I also make this one dish, green bean casserole. It's something I can do. If my wife bought something besides Campbell's, I'm going to ask her politely to return it and buy me Campbell's. She's going to say no. So I'm going to have to go find Campbell's cream of mushroom soup, because I think that's what you put in there.
Yep.
And that's the only one I'm going to use. A company doesn't deserve to be ridiculed by one of their a-hole employees like that, ever.
Here's the other thing that is this just going to be what the next phase of life is? Allow me to explain. Because we've seen how there have been so many kids now that don't understand the consequences of their actions, right? Are you with me on that so far? Hold on. Let me cough quick.
If you're watching us on YouTube, you got to see him lean back and just really struggle.
Sorry, I'm hanging on by a thread here. But my point is, to that guy, he's saying, well, what? What's the problem? What do you mean?
I can say that.
But this is now the next generation of kids or people that we're raising, right? Where what's going to lead 10 years from now for this not to just be commonplace, where there are no standards, there is no ethical integrity, there's none of that anymore.
Or there's just so much of it, none of these stories become a big story. I remember one of the first time I heard about this kind of internal corporate sabotage was an interesting story about Taco Bell. And I shouldn't even bring this up for Taco Bell because it was such a sad thing. A kid that worked out at Taco Bell took a big thing of taco shells.
Oh, yeah, I remember
and
this.
licked the taco shells on the side of the taco shells, like a stack of 15 taco shells.
That's exactly where I'm going with this, because it's all about TikTok videos, and it's all about, I'm now an influencer. I'm now a digital creator.
But that wiped out $1 billion worth of Taco Bell value the next day. Right, Taco Bell got killed.
I didn't realize that.
It was horrendous for Taco Bell, right? And here's another. You want to hear something? I think that's kind of interesting.
Duh.
What if Taco Bell said, "Let's have a kid lick 10 Taco Bell shells 2 days before our earnings come out. Our stock will plummet. We'll buy back a bunch of stock. And then our earnings are going to come out, and our earnings are going to be great and huge. And then the market's going to drive that back up." You don't think Donald Trump's doing that right now? All Donald Trump has to do tomorrow is say, you know what? I think I need to reinstate higher tariffs on China. The market will be down 800 points. If anybody was shorting the market today, tomorrow, they just made a fortune. You don't think Donald Trump would do that on purpose? I 100%. When one man can control the market with what he says, how would you not trade on that information? It's not insider information.
You should call 952-925-5608 and talk to Mr. Money Talk.
You know what else? When I think of that, the only people who could do better than that, defrauding the stock market, would be local people that report to Walls here in Minnesota. We seem to know how to defraud.
Oh, my God. And we had the story. The Hennepin County prosecutor that dropped the charges. You saw the story, right?
Yeah, why? Do we know why?
We don't know the exact reasons. Everyone can draw their own conclusion, but
they said there wasn't. She said there wasn't enough evidence, and the jury was like, "What do you mean there wasn't enough evidence?"
We all said it was a unanimous jury decision and verdict, and they said, "What do you mean there wasn't enough evidence? Like, he's guilty as hell."
You got your tinfoil hat on?
Oh God!
Somebody got to the judge and said, "Watch yourself." Watch yourself.
Okay, you know what, Mike?
That doesn't sound that stupid, does it?
Not only does it not sound stupid, can I be honest with you for a second?
Yeah.
Joe and I had a very serious conversation about this. I want to say 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, when the fraud and all that stuff, the feeding our future stuff really started to surface. We thought, well, what's going on here? Mm-hmm. And he and I had a very serious conversation. I can't believe I'm going there right now, but I'm under a lot of cold medicine, and I don't care. He said, "Chris, look at me. You have 2 young kids and a beautiful wife. Are you sure you want to make yourself a target?" And I said, "I have a job to do. I don't care." Mm-hmm. And I said, "What about you? You live in the metro." Mm-hmm. And what we both meant by that was, Are we willing to expose ourselves to one of the most corrupt ideologies that has infiltrated our state? Mm-hmm. And we both said, we don't care.
Sure.
We have a job to do.
Just so you know, I'm not willing to.
Well, I know,
so, but you could you could take it for this team.
That's how dire of a situation this is.
But I'm not just making this up out of whole cloth, Reavers. They tried to bring bags of money to people.
Oh, for sure.
Right? This was not a one-off thing.
We flew in somebody from Seattle, a bag lady.
A bag lady.
Yes.
To bring money to somebody. I mean, this is not unheard of.
No.
But could they have threatened the judge? I don't know all the particulars.
I don't think that they were. My guess would be this was a do-gooder who is touchy-feely. Let's have everyone come together and let's not try to persecute anybody.
I don't believe
I don't want to either, but what other explanation is there?
That someone she's in fear? She doesn't, or there wasn't enough evidence and it wasn't clear. And she said, hey, this isn't clear enough to prosecute this person.
But I just can't for the life of me understand how anyone, and I'm front and center here. Mm. I have lived here just like you have my entire life. This has been home. I had opportunities to move just like I'm sure you have. Yeah. Of course. But no, I chose to stay here. I love this state. Mm-hmm. I want to stay here. I want to raise my kids here. But I look around and I say, this is BS. I'm tired of this crap. I'm tired of people who have moved here specifically to scam the system. I'm sick and tired of this crap. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, you didn't interrupt me at all. I think the district attorney's office is saying they're going to continue with the prosecution. They're going to try it again, right, and do this all over again and see if they can't get a guilty verdict on this. I think.
Sure.
Isn't that right? They're appealing that, judges. I think they can do that. I might be totally making that up, but I think I recall someone in the district attorney's office saying, wait, what? Nope, that should have gone the other way, right? That should have gone the other way. We have some quirky things going on in this country, and one thing that I think in Minnesota, someone had explained something to me the other day, and I thought that was pretty cool. They said, you know what Democrats are really good at is they take $500 from someone who has $500, and they buy 5 votes by giving 5 people $100.
Yeah.
Right? They lose 1 vote from the person who had the $500, and they gain 5 votes from the people that they give the $100 to.
Yep.
And when you think of that, how do you ever get out of that cycle? And Republicans are doing the same thing. When President Trump says, hey, I'm going to give a couple $1,000s worth of tariff relief back to you. You're going to get your cut of the tariffs. I'm going to give it $2,000 to every man, woman, and child. That's going to happen around election time, Reavers.
Yep.
It's not going to happen in 2026, right? It's going to happen or it's going to happen during midterms, right? It's going to happen when $2,000. I thought, what the hell is going on? When Walz came out with those Walz bucks, I'm like, you can't do that. But that's exactly what political people are doing.
It's pandering, and I remember exactly the tweet when he said, rich millionaires like Scott Jensen don't understand that Minnesotans need this money, which is why Walz bucks, which he said, which again,
it's going to be $1,000.
No, it was $2,000 to every Minnesotan, and it turned out to be $200.
$200.
And it's just, again, if you're an idiot that continues to fall for this clown, I have no help for you.
I mean, that's a perfect example. You came off with the perfect example. You take the money from the millionaires like Scott Jensen.
Yep.
You lose their vote. But then everyone else you give a smaller sum to says, oh, I'm voting because I'd rather get that $200.
Yep.
It's a wickedly horrible. You're going down the drain, but you can't quite feel the waves yet, right?
It's a wicked game.
It is a wicked game.
Chris Isaac.
You making the fart song now? Again?
No, I'm not going to play that again. North American Banking Company is here for you, your family, and also your business. And you know what? Locally owned and operated. Here's why that's important with North American Banking Company. That means loan decisions are made right here in the Twin Cities. They are not sent out of state. So this helps all of you business owners solve problems quickly and also expand your business with confidence. They deal with numbers every single day, but you and your family are never going to be one of them. So check them out online today. It's nabankco.com to learn more. And you know what? They have all of the same online and mobile banking tools as those other big national banks. And you might think, well, you know what? It's just a community bank. They might not have updated that stuff. No. North American Banking Company has all of those updated mobile banking tools as all of those other big national banks. So see it for yourself. nabankco.com to learn more. 6 Twin Cities locations to serve you. Roseville, 50th in France, Woodbury, Hastings, Shoreview, and Maple Grove. nabankco.com to learn more. North American Banking Company, member FDIC, is an equal housing lender. The Weekly Scramble. We will be right back.
Fast breaks, buzzer beaters, block parties, they're all back, and Underdog is the best place to get in on all the action. Whether you're into basketball, football, hockey, or any sport in between, Underdog is the best place to play, and playing on Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite player will go higher or lower on stats like points, rebounds, and many more. Get your picks right, you could win up to 5,000 times your money. Austin Reeves, I've been picking him a lot this year. He's been good at everything. Points, assists, you name it. So I'll be looking at Austin Reeves to go higher in points and assists. Download the app today and use promo code GARAGE to score $100 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code GARAGE. Underdog. Make picks, win money.
Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Well, I think we stirred them up quite a bit here in the Weekly Scramble podcast. And you know what? It's a festive edition. Thanksgiving Day related, Michael Fratelloni.
When you get done with the show and you walk out into the parking lot, do you just want to like whip someone onto the train tracks or what? Like, I go out to my car and I think, there's somebody I could punch. Right? I don't want that for the show.
No.
We should talk about that new song that came to Minnesota. Do you know this one?
I think I do. Are you talking about the one that was? For crying out loud!
Please tell me you got it.
I did for a second. Here we go.
It's so wonderful. It just makes me so happy.
Can I tell you how much I hate TikTok? But that's okay. Here we go. Ready? Yeah. And it's in honor of our friends on I-94. Are you ready for this?
Ho, ho, I-94 has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho, I-94 has got to go.
We all know how transformative getting rid of I-94 would be for us. More housing, more parks, more grocery stores, community centers, libraries, and so much more. They'd be giving us back 7 miles of land at the heart of our Twin Cities. The other question that we get a lot is, where are all the cars going to go? Now, I ask you, when MnDOT built the original highway, did they ask where all the people were going to go? No. What about, did they ask where the kids were going to play with clean air? No. Did they ask where elders were going to be able to take a walk outside without putting their lives at risk? No. We can figure out a way to make sure that people have access to their daily needs, but that starts by prioritizing people and ecosystems above cars and highways. It costs nothing. It costs nothing for MnDOT to study highway removal as an option, but it costs everything to frontline communities.
Oh my God. Reavers. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. I-94 has got to go. Hey, hey.
You remember the previous segment where I said, if you continue to vote for this clown as governor, I don't know what to tell you. I now have my answer.
Yeah, this is what you get.
So, to the guy speaking to the masses with his red hooded sweatshirt on and his bike helmet.
Bike helmet. He's doing a speech with a bike helmet on.
I'd like to say to you, okay, so let's just, you know what? I'll go along with you for a minute here. Mm-hmm. We're going to get rid of I-94.
Yeah.
Okay.
That works out well.
Okay. You know what? Here we go. I-94. It's gone. Okay, cool. So do you want that Walmart truck to be driving down Summit Avenue as it's trying to get over to Arden Hills or
Rondo
what's your plan with that?
Or anybody that has to circumnavigate, since there's not a highway right through town, they have to go 394 or 494, right? Or 694 and 494. So they have to travel way out of their way to get around town, which is horrible for the environment. I love when he said, and I thought it was so good when he said, did they ask the people if they needed less houses? What are they going to do with their houses?
No!
When they said that, but then he said, he never answered, what do you do with all the cars? He said, well, they didn't ask the people what they were going to do for housing. They didn't ask the people for the fresh air. They didn't ask this. But we are asking, what are you going to do with the cars? They don't have an answer for that. But if you're unfamiliar with this is rstreetmn.com, R Streets, Minnesota.
Yep.
And they're advocating that we close down I-94 between the two downtowns.
Oh, that makes a ton of sense.
Because they want to have more libraries. You heard him say that.
Oh, and grocery stores.
Yeah. And greenways.
How about a hardware store?
There's going to be a bike path.
How about a hardware store right
smack dab in the middle.
Lexington and 94 where that is right now?
Yeah, and there's people there. They have followers. And people want to close down 94. And I don't quite get, you're a big city. You got to have some roads. You got to have a 94 to get from Minneapolis to St. Paul. How long would it take to get to downtown Minneapolis if you didn't have 94 if you were in Minneapolis?
Well, and just think about this, Mike. Let's say you're in between carjackings, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you need to move some drugs. The quickest way for you to get from St. Paul to Minneapolis
94.
Is 94. Because how else? If you have to push your drugs like taking the light rail, that's going to take you some time.
We could, for that 7 miles though of that land that I-94 represents, we could build a train system. Maybe what are those? Trolley cars? Oh my God!
Yeah.
We could bring back that reverse, and that could move populations in mass peacefully. Right? I don't know what the color of the sky is in people's worlds.
What I also don't understand is anytime that I hear not only someone like that speaking into a microphone in front of a massive crowd, and there was a lot of people there. I'm not going to mention the store's name, but the store that they were standing in front of. So not only that person, but all of the people that are standing there listening to this nonsense. Do you know what you have way too much of? Time.
Yeah. Because you can ride your bike everywhere. Some of us need to be hopping a car.
You obviously aren't working enough, or you're meeting your needs, or you're living off of your mommy and daddy's salary, whatever the case might be. What are you trying to fix here? You're trying to solve a problem that doesn't exist.
That being said, Did the people of the Rondo neighborhood get screwed when I-94 came in?
Of course they did.
Kind of did,
Yeah.
right? They kind of did. And that's a shame, right?
But at the
that's a
same
shame.
time, yes, they did.
Yeah.
But, okay, it's here.
Yeah, anytime you put a road anywhere, somebody might be moved, right?
Yep.
You might have to move a house. You might have to move a piece of property. It's called an eminent domain. You got to do it for the public good, right?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, the best was, I forget what, I think it was St. Paul. The best was a St. Paul City Council woman, because, it's the least diverse city council in the history of
It's all women, yeah.
But she had said, well, why don't we build basically a park over 94?
Yeah.
Because, that makes a ton of sense.
Yeah, they wrote that plan up. They wrote that plan up. And when he had the arrogance to say, it doesn't cost MnDOT anything to study this. I'm like, what? MnDOT would spend $2 billion on a study to see what it costs.
Yeah.
So, yes, it does cost MnDOT something to study that.
Look at, and again, this is the Met Council, but look at what the Southwest Light Rail
debacle.
boondoggle has cost us over the years.
As I talk about this, I think I might be in favor of closing 94. I don't know. Like, the more I think about it, I'm like, that's a lot of land.
Wait, you have to say the chant then. Hey,
ho,
ho, ho, I-94 has got to go.
I'm going to get that tattooed on myself. Reavers, do you know the opposite of formaldehyde?
I do not.
It's casual Jekyll. Formaldehyde, casual Jekyll.
Wow.
Jekyll and Hyde, get it? Reavers, that was the dumbest one-liner I've ever had, probably. But I was getting desperate earlier in the show.
That's okay.
I love you, buddy.
I love
Happy
you too.
Thanksgiving. Listeners, we love you all. Happy Thanksgiving. I hope you have a blessed, happy family time. We just can't tell you how much we appreciate you listening to the show. And Reavers, you are the best.
Thank you, Michael. Please do us a favor, rate and review the show wherever you happen to be listening to the Weekly Scramble podcast. It helps other people find the show. It helps us out as well, and we appreciate each and every single one of you. His name is Mike Fratelloni. My name is Chris Reavers. Thank you so much for listening to the Weekly Scramble podcast. We'll talk to you again next time, and until then, cheers.